Good morning, guys. Good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empath free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. I think I'm going to put this camera a little bit behind here, something like this. I think it's better there. So there's a lot of wind. Of course, I'm going to use the umbrella like I always do. Guys, listen to me, guys. Chosen ones, come out and speak. The Empath Speak Out project is out. Guys, you have a chance to speak. Come out and speak. Speaking is your right. The narcissists, they don't want you to speak. So they want you to run in your bedrooms. They mess up with you, then they want you to run in your bedrooms, and then you're going to start crying down there in silence, and nobody's going to hear your voice. So there's a speak out project. This is a voice. I'm giving you a voice. Come out and speak about your story. You're going to heal faster when you talk about these things. There is some other thing what you guys have to know, that the narcissist, they're scared little chickens. So they don't want you to know that they're scared little chickens. Those individuals, they've got a very, very fragile ego. So a lot of times they have been using your power. You know what I mean? The power they've been taking from you over the years, that is the power that is making them feel extremely superior than you. But those individuals, actually, they're inferior. It's the opposite. So a lot of you guys fall for the illusion. You think that those individuals, they are very powerful. You know, they are this, they are that. No, those guys, they are nothing. They're empty vessels. And those guys, they're very scared little chickens. The moment you start speaking, guys, you're going to be surprised. Those individuals, they're going to vanish in thin air, and you'll never see them again. They'll run away, and you'll never see them again. So they'll run very far away from you the moment you start speaking, because they will know actually that you've started to take your power back. I'm talking from experience, because it has happened along my journey so many years down the road. The moment I started speaking, these narcissists, they ran. Most of them that have been swinging in and out of my life, they're nowhere to be seen until this moment. They have never appeared back in my life, because that's when I knew those individuals, they were living on borrowed power. So they are living on your power, with your power. So in the last days of the narcissist, I remember something. The narcissist told me, because I remember we were struggling. That time I didn't yet awaken. You know, the first, I think that was at the first discard. So I was still struggling to understand all these things, getting closure and everything. So I asked the narcissist that, is it easy for you to, because it was the first time I ever see a relationship whereby we have broken up, and all of a sudden in 2 days, the person is with somebody new. So that situation baffled me. I was still trying to get, pick up the pieces, maybe even sometime heal and things like that. I was suffering somewhere. The narcissist was already with somebody new. So I remember one day I confronted the narcissist, and I told the narcissist that, is it possible that people just carry on, move on? Because I don't understand how you do this. We just broke up, and then all of a sudden you moved on. You moved on very quickly with somebody new. I could not get that, guys. I couldn't understand this. The narcissist told me in those days. Of course, I didn't know that those people were narcissists. So the narcissist told me that in this world there is two kinds of people. There's two types of people. So there is those individuals who break up, and then they will go out there, they will heal, they will take some time alone, and this and that, and they recover. This is the narcissist. This is the narcissist speaking, guys. Listen to me. It's very, very important. This. The narcissist said, there's people who go out there, they break up, they go out there, they will heal, they will recover, they will work on themselves. But there is individuals out there also, when they go through a breakup or things like that, the very first thing they will do, they will jump on very quickly to a new partner. Why? Because they are trying to cover up a wound. So it's like you have caused them a wound during the discard, and they have got to go very quickly and cover up that wound, so they don't want to feel that pain. And that thing baffled me. I was asking a few times the narcissist. I asked the narcissist that, okay, those particular individuals you're talking about, you're covering up a wound and everything. So how does it work? I mean, you just forget about your husband for over, you've been with them for 20 years or things like that, and then you just jump onto somebody new? So I was trying to understand that. I asked the narcissist, what do you mean by those kind of people? Who are those people? I wanted to know who are those people, because I knew that I wasn't those people. I wanted to know who are those people you're talking about. The narcissist didn't mention anything. And behold, I was blessed and to have my awakening later on, a couple of months down the road. That's when I found out that actually those individuals, that time I would later on learn that the people that individual was talking about, they were talking about the narcissist, which actually brings me to the fact that narcissist actually knew who she was in the first place. So she knew who she was, and she knew whatever it is was going on in her life. You know what I mean? So this narcissist, let me tell you something. The purpose I'm doing this video is talk about healing, because the reason why we started that subject in the first place, we were discussing healing. I was telling the narcissist, you know what, I need time to heal, you know, because the narcissist was asking me that, yeah, I have somebody new, so what about you? So what are you doing with yourself, this and that? The narcissist was trying to find out if I've met somebody else. I told the narcissist that I need to heal, so I cannot just like keep on jumping on in and out of relationships like that, you know what I mean? I need to go out there, I need to heal. Narcissists don't know anything about healing. Guys, listen to me in this video, it's very, very important. Narcissists, they don't know anything about healing. They have never healed their entire life. The reason why they are narcissists in the first place is because they have never healed. They have got very, very deep wounds that happened to them over the years, maybe in their childhood or things like that, and they have never healed those wounds. So they don't know anything about healing. So for them, when they are causing all this pain to you and they are inflicting a very massive amount of damage to you, they don't even know that they are hurting you. Guys, let me tell you something. Chosen ones, listen to me. Empaths. The narcissists, when they're inflicting pain on you, they are enjoying it. They like the actions and everything, how you react and everything. But some of them, they don't even know that they're hurting you because they don't have the ability to empathize with you. They cannot empathize with anybody. That's the reasons why they can hurt you to a degree that you've never seen before on this universe. A narcissist and a psychopath, those toxic individuals, they will do something to you, say something to you, or do something to you physically that will hurt you, and they will not even know the amount of damage they are doing to your brain, or even sometimes to your body, or even sometimes to yourself. They don't know how much they are damaging you on a very deep level, even sometimes emotional and psychological level. So they cannot assess this because they don't have the ability to empathize. So the narcissist, at the same time, that's what they want you to do. When they leave you at the discard, they want you to go and lock yourselves up in the room, and you are going to suffer in silence. Because remember, these individuals, they have already trauma bonded you. So it is the trauma bond that is going to help them to keep those tags on you and to keep on control, to keep the power over you. They use the trauma bond to keep power over you so that they can control you for the rest of their lives. I know until this moment, a narcissist who has been away from their husband, we're talking about so we're talking about a period of about 10, maybe 12 years or something like that. Until now, the narcissist is controlling her. The ex-husband, the narcissist is already somebody new, but she has got the ex-husband in her fingers. He's still under control, under influence. And that particular individual has never moved on, actually. Never got married again, never found a partner. The individual is messed up. He's drunkard and messed up. When you go out there, you've been discarded, or they have discarded you. You're going to notice that the narcissists, they are going to keep on pushing your buttons. I remember when the narcissist discarded me in those days when we separated in the first time, before my awakening. Guys, it was very painful. I don't know if I can describe, for the most of you guys who have been discarded by the narcissist, you know there's a difference between a breakup and a discard. A discard is something different. If you have been discarded by a narcissist, guys, it's very painful. In my mind, I was like, I really need to recover from this. I need to recover from this. So I was struggling to recover. But in those days, I remember I was recovering. I would be doing well 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I would be doing very well. I was okay. Of course, not eventually fully okay, but I was eventually healing. The next thing I see on my phone, the message from the narcissist. And they would say those things that you don't want to hear. They would tell you about their new boyfriend. They tell you about the sex they're having with the new boyfriend. You know, you're a person who is trying to heal from a relationship, a marriage, actually. And the narcissist, what they are doing, they are now sending you text messages. Sometimes they are informing you about what they are doing in the bedroom with the new boyfriend. So those are the things that the narcissists are going to do to make sure that you do not heal. Because anytime you're trying to recover and heal, they're going to look back and do something that is going to trigger you to reactivate the trauma bond. Because remember that they've already trauma bonded you at some point. So you are some kind of a slave to them. So anytime when they want, they just push one button, and you're going to go back to square one. In those days, I struggled to heal, guys. I was wondering, why is it that every time I'm starting to heal, I'm starting to feel better. Sometimes I was running, I was doing some gym and everything. Then it just took only one message to push a button. It would only take one message, guys, to push one button. And that is when I noticed that actually that cycle was carrying on, and I noticed for a couple of months, I couldn't recover. And that is how I was able to be hoovered, because the narcissist was triggering me on purpose, because they knew at some point there is going to be sometime a situation whereby they are going to hoover me back into that entanglement. So they pushed 1 or 2 buttons every now and then. I was trying to recover, and the hoover came in. I could not see the hoover coming, because the hoover came in about I got the hoover, it was around, could have been like 4 months or something like that. That's when I was hoovered into the relationship. When I came back into the relationship, the things went on again and again, and then God helped me, guys. I don't know, I've always told you guys, the awakening usually happens by divine intervention. You know, God just steps into your situation. He brings the right people at the right time. Those guys are going to tell you the information you need to know, and that is exactly when your freedom is going to start. So you're going to start breaking the trauma bond the very moment you wake up. That's when you start to like unhooking yourself out off the narcissist. A lot of you guys who are living narcissists, I want to let you guys know, the narcissists, they are coming to you on purpose. They are not coming to you because they love you. They will be with somebody new already. They will be dating somebody new. They will be going out, sleeping. Even some of them, they'll even get pregnant. After 6 months, 7 months, you're going to see them showing up at your door. Oh, you know what? I was in the house, then I saw you left some shoes in the closet. There is a, you know, you left your wallet here. You left some property in the house. So I came by to bring you your wallet. They'll just come around like that and make little excuses. And as you guys are together there, maybe sometimes they have just showed up all of a sudden in your vicinity. They're going to start triggering you very slowly. You know, they will start throwing little bullets at you. Oh, you know what? Oh, my new boyfriend, you know, is doing like this. We have been going there. We have been on a holiday, and we're doing like that. Most of the times, these are your husbands, or sometimes these are your wives telling you these kind of things, explaining to you what they are doing with their new boyfriends. And most of the times, those are the biggest triggers. If you have dealt with these individuals who have been extremely abusive to you, they're coming around and telling you things about their new boyfriends. They're actually intercepting you. They're interrupting your healing process. The reason why you see a lot of coaches around the world, they are insisting on you guys, you are going no contact. Guys, if you don't have a child with a narcissist, even sometimes it's the better for you. If you don't have kids with them, you didn't have kids, you're not married or things like that, you don't have any real ties with them. It is the excuses you can use to leave those individuals permanently, forever, and disappear out of their life, block them, delete their numbers out of your phone, pictures and everything, and go no contact completely, go ghost. In my videos, I've told you that it's very tough to heal from narcissistic abuse. So I've told you guys, the empaths out there who are waking up out of abuse. I've told you, you're going to participate 100%, actually 150% in your healing process. It is going to require you a lot of challenges. It is going to require you a lot of work. You're going to do the work, guys. You're going to do the work, awakening empaths. If you have got kids with them, like in my case, of course, you stay with minimum contact. The less you say, the better for you. So very long sentences require just one word. A very long sentence, you just write a yes or a no or okay, things like that. So you make sure that you grey rock them and you make the minimum contact possible. Only the things that concerning the children. That is the only things you're supposed to discuss. Don't discuss what time you went to bed. Don't discuss what you ate for dinner. Don't discuss where you went to the gym. Don't discuss anything about your private life with an individual who has hurt you in the first place. Because you're discussing those things with the narcissist, and now they are going to know which button to push next, because they will know, according to the things you're telling them, which are the buttons they need to push next. They know how to control you. They've been controlling you for years, so they know exactly what they need to do, because they do not want you to heal. Listen to me, empaths, awakening empaths. Those beasts and vampires, they don't want you to heal. So you're going to heal by force. When it comes to the narcissist, abuse and everything, these cards, you are going to heal by force, awakening empaths. You're going to force your way to healing. They are not going to help you heal. The reason why we're telling you, you leave those guys, get them out of your life, out of your vicinity, and very, very far away from you. They can even never see your face again. If they see your face again, it is only with the kids. You don't have any conversation with them. You're not going to go around and hug them and have a cup of tea. They're inviting you to their house. Those guys, they'll even go. You know, those people, they're mentally broken. Awakening empaths, listen to this. The narcissists, they are completely broken. A narcissist will invite you to the house, and they want you to meet their new boyfriend. And when I'm talking about these things, guys, I know what I'm talking about. A narcissist will invite you after a few months of discard. Maybe sometime they want you to come to the house. There is 1 or 2 things they want you to pick up. They'll ask you to sit down, and they'll introduce you to their new boyfriend, and they'll make sure that they trigger you and they hurt you to the most. Guys, no contact is very important. You go no contact. You block those individuals. you work on yourself, you will heal. The reason why they don't want you to heal, they know there will be a moment, because you know the narcissists, they have a tendency of recycling their old supply. Every now and then they are going to recycle their supply. Some of you guys have been discarded, only for you to find out that actually they have gone back to their partners, the guys that they discarded before. So they have a tendency of recycling their supply. So when there's something is going on with the new supply, and maybe things haven't gone well or things like that, they are going to discard you and they're going to run off to the old guy that they used to date before. So that's called recycling. They recycle the supply sometimes. But the only way they can do that is by keeping the trauma bond active. The trauma bond has got to be active within you, so that whenever you want to leave, like forget that, cut them off completely emotionally, it is going to be very difficult, because you are always going to miss them. You will think about them. You will reminisce the moments you had with them. Sometimes you will see them after 6 months. They will be reminding you of the times you guys had sex on the beach, or maybe sometimes you guys say, do you remember that day we had sex in the car, and the things like that. They are going to remind you of those sweet little things that you know that you cannot forget. You are trying to forget, remember, you're healing, and you're trying to forget some of those little things that are keeping you tied to them. But after a few months, after 3 months, down in your healing journey, they will push a button. Oh, you know, there's one day, remember that day we had sex on the beach, or sometime we were in the car, and then things like, so they are going to bring out something that you can never forget. And that is exactly where the healing is going to. Now you're going to go back to square one, because you're going to go back to the beginning. A person who has been trying to heal down the road, you're going to go to bed feeling very bad, crying and remembering things and things like that. So that is what they are reactivating the trauma bond. By pushing these little buttons, they are actually reactivating the trauma bond, because they need the trauma bond on you, so that they can be able to sneak in, because they know that at some point in time you may come in handy. So they will need you at some point, because the new supply may catch up on their games. Maybe sometimes they're trying to struggle to stay into that kind of new entanglement. So they want a button or two that they're going to push, that is going to help them to come into your life and take them back in for a relationship. So when it comes to this kind of individuals, guys, you've got to be very, very, very careful. No contact means no contact. You go no contact, you're going to start healing. You delete their numbers out of your phone. Remove their pictures from your albums and everything. Remove the pictures from the wall. You can even burn them if you want. Clothes, jewelry, all this kind of little presents they have ever bought you, throw them in the bin, guys. You start again. When I was leaving my home, I left with 2 bags. There was nothing that ever belonged to the narcissist. Everything was just for me. My few clothes and everything. That's how I left my home, and that's how I started. Guys, I started from scratch. So it doesn't matter what you've built together. That was an illusion. You have built with those demons. It was an illusion, and you're going to leave a lot of stuff behind. We have all left stuff behind, guys. Awakening Empaths, listen to this one. We have left stuff behind. Don't look back. Get out, block them. You go no contact, and you start building from scratch. But the first most important thing you're going to do is to heal. You're going to isolate yourself, and you're going to start working on yourself to heal from narcissistic abuse, because, guys, it's very, very difficult to heal. When you don't put in the work, that's where the problem is going to be, because you're going to find it extremely difficult to heal after narcissistic abuse. Let me know if whether this video makes sense, guys. Of course, you always know that I love and appreciate your support. I can't go any further than that, because it's going to rain, guys, as you can see. Book a session with me, guys, if you have got a problem with narcissistic abuse and everything. You can always donate and support to this cause if you want to. Leave us a comment and let us know what you think. Much love and blessings, guys. And Desmo signing out. And peace. Catch you in my next one.